Welcome to the RadioU Podcast. Coming up, which major store chain has decided to ditch checkout lanes entirely?
Also, Finance Buzz is hiring a CPO. And no, that is not a character from Star Wars.
All that and more on the way next. Here's a job offer that seems fine now, but will feel really weird when you actually start it in a couple days. You could apply to be the Chief Peeps Officer for FinanceBuzz.com. They are willing to pay somebody upwards of $1,000 to literally eat Peeps.
I'm wondering, because the deadline to get an application in for this job is Easter.
Yeah.
The 20th.
It's this Sunday.
Yeah. And so I'm wondering if maybe they're like planning ahead and this is like an article that they're going to put out next
A year from now? You have a lot of time you can really space out the peep eating if you so choose. What they want, and you can apply, like Ali said, the applications are open through Sunday. What they want is somebody that can eat a bunch of Peeps and then rank them all. I believe you're also supposed to take photos of the Peeps.
Yeah, you're supposed to take pictures of them. You're supposed to rank them and write a small little review.
And rank them not just based on taste, because they'd all be ranked very low, but also on cuteness.
Yes.
And then I guess you're supposed to, you have your rankings out, and yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe by Easter of next year, this article will your name in lights on FinanceBuzz.com, your Peeps rankings, the definitive Peeps rankings.
That's the only thing I can think of them doing with this information now, because if they tried to put it out a few months from now, it's too late.
Yeah, no.
They have to wait for this for next year.
If Peeps don't have Easter, Peeps have nothing.
Yeah.
They're that bad.
Well,
they're a candy nobody would think to eat in August.
I don't even see them any other time of the year.
Yeah.
You know?
Do they even make them?
Are they even in the store? Like, where are they?
And honestly, sometimes if you eat a Peep around Easter, it feels like it's been sitting on a shelf for a year.
Oh.
You know, they get all, they have that texture to them, all hard on the outside. Now, you might be wondering exactly how much would I get compensated for this?
Yeah, how much?
So it's $1,000 for completing the taste test, plus $200 for your Peeps shopping spree. And of course, this is payment as well. Your name will be featured on FinanceBuzz.com.
So you get some clout.
Yeah, that's right. And think of all the people that will read your Peeps rankings and how that will change their lives.
Yes, and yours.
This is definitely a life-changing opportunity.
Yes, absolutely. We all know the clout that comes with a Finance Buzz article.
It's one of my favorite
overwhelming.
Sites. Yeah. And it's definitely where I turn for Peeps rankings. Absolutely.
Yep.
Ali, for me, this is how much I hate Peeps. You literally couldn't pay me to try them. I will not be applying for this.
Not even for $1,000. Even for $1,000?
Yes.
I mean, I might consider doing this. I'm not going to lie.
I'm a man of principle. You can't buy me with $1,000 and get me to eat a bunch of Peeps. And if I just ranked them all and gave them bad ratings, I feel like that's not what Finance Buzz wants.
Yeah, true. They want honest reviews, Hudson.
I mean, that would be honest. You should sign up though.
But it would be honest, but it's like you already have a bias against them.
Yeah, but it's still how I really feel in my heart. So I'm not the guy for the job.
No,
I'm just not. But maybe Ali, you can pick it up.
I'll think about it.
This is a huge weekend in sports because both the NBA playoffs and the NHL playoffs both get started tomorrow. Now, we will get to the NBA playoffs at another time this morning. But Ali, I want to give you an NHL playoffs preview.
Oh.
I know that your Blue Jackets just narrowly missed the playoffs.
Yeah, it's really sad.
That's unfortunate. But I don't think that should stop you from making some time for these NHL playoff games.
I don't think it will.
Okay, yeah, because these are going to be good games.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm more locked in on the NHL this year than I normally am, and I attribute that to, and I'm sure many people would say the same thing, the Four Nations face-off.
Yes.
So I've got 4 of the first-round playoff series that I think are definitely worth watching.
Okay.
I'll start with, speaking of the Four Nations face-off, the Toronto Maple Leafs versus the Ottawa Senators.
Ooh.
First of all, it's like an in-state rivalry. This is like if the Eagles played the Steelers or something, kind of along those lines. But of course, this is a Canadian version.
Yeah.
But it does feature the Senators have Brady Tkachuk, who was one of the players that really made a name for himself at the Four Nations face-off. And then you have the Maple Leafs, who have Austin Matthews. The Maple Leafs are the Dallas Cowboys of the NHL. Used to be really good. Tons of fans. Never wind up getting it done in the playoffs.
They're a 1 seed this year.
They are a 1 seed. I think it's fool's gold. I do think the Senators will win.
Really?
Yeah, I like their toughness.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Brady Tkachuk is tough. We know that.
Also, in the Eastern Conference, you have Capitals against Canadians. This is going to be crazy because the Canadians they have the most rabid fan base in the NHL for sure. And they're a young team. They have literally the guy who's going to win the Rookie of the Year in the NHL. His name is Lane Hutson. He's awesome. Cool name too, even though it's spelled differently. And then they also just got this guy. Literally, he's played like 2 games for them. Ivan Demidov. He just came over from Russia.
Ooh.
But if he played the whole season here, he might have won Rookie of the Year. But then, of course, you have the Capitals. Alex Ovechkin just broke the all-time scoring record.
Yep.
A team that's won the Cup and with him there and a lot of history.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a fun series. Old guard versus new guard. You have the Kings and Oilers. LA Kings, Edmonton Oilers. The Oilers have Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, possibly the 2 best players in the whole league. But that's kind of all they have. They did get to the finals last year.
Yeah.
But they're playing the Kings. This is the 4th year in a row that these 2 teams have met.
Really?
So kind of a rivalry.
In the first round?
In the first round of the playoffs. And the Oilers have won all of them. But I think that's going to change this year.
You think the Kings are going to get it done?
The Kings are going to get it done. They have a goalie named Darcy Kemper.
Okay.
He's in the conversation for best goalie in the league.
Okay.
And the Kings never lose at home. And they have home ice advantage.
Nice.
And one more for you, and that is Stars Avalanche, which literally could be the winner of that could win the Stanley Cup.
Really? Okay.
That could easily, if they weren't in the same conference, could have been the Cup Finals, and they would be like those 2 teams are that good.
Interesting. And they're both 2, and they're 2-3 seeds. So interesting.
Yeah. The NHL playoff seeding is weird.
Yeah.
You get points for losing.
Yeah.
So it just the standings matter, home ice matters, but way less than in like the
some
NFL.
other type sports. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So there's 4 other series. They're all very good too. Like Jets Blues. The Blues are one of the hottest teams in the league. The Jets have the other great goalie Connor Hellebuck, who's going to actually win the Goalie of the Year award in the NHL. So lots of good series. And you're wondering, where do I watch between ESPN and TNT/HBO Max?
Yeah. Well, does HBO Max have TNT back? Can they take it away?
I think you have to pay more.
Oh.
You have to pay more. But it's worth it. It might be worth it.
For the
NHL playoffs.
It's NHL and NBA, right?
Yeah.
They'll both be sharing
That's right.
playoff games.
You got to upgrade that subscription, at least for a month or 2. I think it's going to be worth it. Yesterday, the new trailer for Fantastic Four First Steps dropped. Allie, did you watch it?
I did.
You did watch it?
Yes.
Okay, good, because I didn't.
Oh, you didn't?
No, and the reason why is because I'm so excited for the Fantastic Four movie. The first trailer was enough to convince me that I will go see it, and I don't want anything else spoiled. Although the trailer, I'm fine with knowing that the Silver Surfer is in the movie.
Yes.
I'm fine knowing some of the plot. I just don't want big reveals spoiled or anything like that. And so tell me about the trailer. What do I need to know that I didn't see because I didn't watch it?
Well, I don't want to give away stuff, but the trailer is very good. I will say aesthetically, this film looks so good. I love the whole concept of it being like the mod type of, almost like Meet the Jetsons type of deal.
Yeah.
With the little robot and
can I say I love from the first trailer and the promotion and stuff, the color scheme.
Yeah.
I really like the color scheme.
The blue and white.
Yeah.
It's very beautiful.
And the orange couch they're sitting on that I'm looking at right now.
Yes, it is. It's very mod. It's very 1960s America, which I love. And so, it's great. It looks awesome. Silver Surfer is in it. And I know there was a lot of controversy with the Silver Surfer being a woman. But I actually...
Julia Garner plays her.
I actually think it looks awesome.
Yeah.
And the way that it's conveyed in the trailer looks great. And I feel like it doesn't change anything for me or make me be like, I don't want to watch this movie now. Or
I really don't think that the Silver Surfer's gender has a real effect in the comics or in anything else.
I don't think so either.
He's basically gender neutral.
Yeah. So I feel like it's fine. I'm usually not a fan of gender bending and adaptations and whatnot, but I don't have an issue with this one. And so I feel like they revealed her in a good way, and I can't wait for this movie.
When I was growing up and getting into like superhero stuff, the Silver Surfer was one of my favorites.
Okay.
I didn't even know the Silver Surfer until this trailer came out was supposed to be in this movie, and I was already excited about it. Now I'm even more excited, and I love like what Silver Surfer is usually doing the bidding of Galactus, right?
Yes.
Which is like a big cosmic villain that eats entire planets or whatever. And I love that idea. I love the big like cosmic villains too.
Yeah, they definitely give you an Easter egg that's coming.
So I was already fired up for this. I haven't seen the second trailer, but I don't need to because I am fully excited for Fantastic Four First Steps, which comes out on July 25th.
It's going to be a fun one. Yeah, I'm excited. I think it'll be good. And from what we've seen so far, I think it'll be good. Obviously, we have to wait till we watch the whole movie.
Now, we've got a full summer's worth of movies coming out that are all, like, there's so many great titles. Like, this is going to be, hopefully, the summer that really delivers on movies. We get Fantastic Four and Superman. I want to know, not which one will make more money, but which one do you think, predicting now, will be a better movie?
Ooh, that's tough. That's really tough.
Because they both, from the first trailers, to me, look amazing. Yeah,
I don't know if I can pick because I think personally, I probably like Superman more than the Fantastic Four. Mm-hmm. As I've shared in the past, I grew up reading the DC Comics versus Marvel. Mm-hmm. So I really wasn't introduced to Marvel until they started making films.
Yeah.
And so I think for me, the nostalgia lies more with Superman. Mm-hmm. So I'll probably like that more. But I gotta say, the Fantastic Four film looks really good.
I feel like the Fantastic Four is gonna make me really happy. I feel like the Superman movie might be a better movie because I feel like it could make me cry. I'm not sure that it will, but I'm saying it has the potential, and I'd be shocked if the Fantastic Four movie made me cry. Sam's Club revealed earlier this week they are going to become the first major retail outlet that I know of that is going to be eliminating checkout lanes.
Entirely?
They're getting rid of them completely.
Is it just self-checkout?
No. They're getting rid of all checkouts.
What are they doing?
They are replacing them with the scan and go model, where you will have you're going to need to have the Sam's Club app on your phone, and you have to scan your stuff in as you purchase, as you go through the store. You have to scan your stuff in as you go. And then when you leave, I guess, I don't know how to picture it because I don't have, but I imagine it's kind of like the thing you would walk through at the airport, the metal detector. It's a scanner you walk through with your cart to make sure that everything got checked.
That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard of.
You don't like that?
No, I do not like that.
No more waiting in line.
Nope, don't like it.
Why?
Because I don't want to have to do that.
It sounds easier.
No, it doesn't.
Why is that not easier than going through a checkout lane?
It sounds like more stressful. I'm going to have to get the app. I'm going to have to get my phone out the whole time while I'm shopping. I'm a person that still likes to have my paper list when I go shopping. So now I have to have the paper list in my one hand, the phone in the other hand.
I'm sure you could just make a list in the Sam's Club app, and then they'll really make sure you don't leave without anything you wanted.
But I don't want to do that, Hudson. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to change. I don't like change.
Yeah, I think you're probably not alone on this. Here's my concern.
And not everyone has smartphones.
Okay, everybody has a smartphone.
No, not everyone does. I know people that don't have
smartphone.
I know people that don't.
Then they're not welcome at Sam's Club.
Apparently not.
My one concern, and I'm sure they have some kind of thing that makes this easy to do, but what if you scan something in? I guess you don't really pay. Maybe when you exit and you go through the thing that checks to make sure you scan everything in. Yeah, that's what I want to know is
how do you pay?
Maybe that's when you get charged and you're just scanning things in along the way. Because what if you scan something and then you're maybe I don't want this after all. And then you have to remove it. Now, at a grocery store, when you do that at the self-checkout, that's a big hassle.
Yeah, you have to have the guy come over.
You can't just say, no, I'm not buying this. You have to get an employee, which is a big deal.
Which is why the self-checkout line is also not great.
Yeah. Now, they also claim that they will have associates, and this is going to be like their thing, is to kind of like just always be ready to guide. They say several staff members on hand to guide shoppers through the process. And they actually think that will be a good thing because it will give you more chance to interact with their employees, which here's a quote too from their CEO. When a Sam's Club member has a meaningful, positive interaction with an associate, they're more likely to renew and stay loyal.
Okay.
So they're trying to reintroduce human interaction. You go to self-checkout, you might not ever see a person unless something annoying is happening. But if you scan and go, but there's associates ready to help you all along the way at every aisle.
If there's associates already at the store, why aren't they running a checkout? That doesn't make any sense. Because then you have to
wait in line and nobody has time for that.
I don't like it. I can't get behind this. I don't know. I don't like it.
Mickey says at this point, you might as well just shop online. That is true. I used to make fun of people that would do the order online and pick up in the parking lot. And now that's all I do at Kroger. Yeah, and it's so much better.
So why are you even talking about this as if it's a good thing? You don't even go into the store anymore.
Stephanie loves this idea. She says, you go in, you scan, check out with your app, and you leave. No line waiting, no nothing. I love it, says Stephanie.
Well, I think it's good for those that can, but why force everyone to do it? Why take out all the checkouts? I think have both.
Well, that sounds inefficient.
To me,
we're gonna have a few checkout lanes for these old fuddy-duddies that don't want to get with the time and get a smartphone. Okay, they want to live in the past.
Even if you have a smartphone, not everyone is going to get an app, and not everyone is going to know how to use this.
They're going to if they want to shop at Sam's Club.
It's going to cause more problems.
I think people are just going to go with it. I think there's a lot of Stephanies in the world.
Back. Hashtag justice for checkouts.
On the menu today, we have the new Girl Scouts Pop-Tarts. They have 2 new flavors. One is the frosted coconut caramel. It literally does not say Samoa's on it. Okay. It says Girl Scout cookie inspired flavor. And it comes with a coupon.
Oh.
$1 off. Also, they have the new Girl Scouts. And these ones do say specifically frosted thin mints flavor. Also comes with a coupon. Which one would you like to try first? I will say they smell immaculate.
They do smell really, really good. Let's try the Samoan, not Samoan one first.
Okay, yeah, the coconut caramel.
Yeah.
Which is the one I think that smells particularly good. It looks like this for our online audience. And I don't like coconut typically.
Okay.
But also this doesn't have any real coconut in it, so I should be fine.
It tastes pretty good. I can't lie.
Does it taste like a Samoa to you? Does it taste like coconut caramel?
I can't really taste any coconut, but I definitely can taste the caramel.
I get the coconut flavor in there.
Okay.
Which makes it not my favorite. I'm not a fan of the Samoas. I'm not a fan of coconut, but it's still all right.
Yeah. I think I got a little more coconut with that second bite.
Kind of worth it for the smell.
Yeah.
Then we also have this one, which the Thin Mint, which is indistinguishable from their. Well, actually, that's not true. It looks very similar to their typical chocolate Pop-Tart.
Yeah.
But that has those little white little dots that look like salt on top. This does not.
Little sprinkles.
Thin Mints are my favorite Girl Scout cookie, so I have high hopes for this.
I'm excited.
But is there mint? Is there mint in this? Is what I'm wondering about.
I just got some mint. It came on
is.
Strong.
It's in there. That's pretty good.
I think so too. I know you said you don't like the coconut one as much. I think I like the coconut one more.
You do?
Yeah.
I mean, I think they're both. I think the coconut one is pretty solid, but coconut is just not a flavor I enjoy. But I think the Thin Mint one is one of the things I love about Thin Mints is like the texture of them, how they just kind of melt away in your mouth.
Yeah.
This does not have that, but it really tastes like a Thin Mint though.
It does.
And so I would definitely be happy to eat more of that.
It captures it quite well. I think the mint probably for me personally, my personal taste is a little strong, but that's just me.
Yeah.
It's not for those that would like thin mints, this would be perfect.
Yeah, exactly. If you love thin mints, I think this, because I do, I think it works for you. I feel like this is a cheaper alternative to actually getting Girl Scout cookies.
Good point. The Girl Scout cookies are so expensive.
And
now.
you can just walk into a store and get these. You don't have to know somebody or talk to children out front of a Walmart or anything like that.
Do we know if some of this money goes back to the Girl Scouts though?
It has to. Probably not directly.
You're still technically supporting them.
The organization, not your local troop.
Right, that's true.
If that matters to you.
It's a difference, yeah.
But it probably all trickles down, right? I'm sure.
You would hope.
Yeah, your local troop probably sees like a quarter of a cent from this. So you're supporting them.
Yeah, in a way.
Yeah, in a way. But, I think these are solid.
Yes. Very good. Now, Hudson, you previewed the NHL playoffs for me.
Now, and I think I did a pretty good job.
I think you did a good job, too. And now I need to preview for you the NBA playoffs. But I do think you're pretty much aware of what's happening with those. But we're still kind of waiting for the bracket to finish out because we do have 2 more play-in games that will finish out tonight. So that's what's going to complete the bracket. So tonight we got the Miami Heat going up against the Atlanta Hawks and the Dallas Mavericks going up against the Memphis Grizzlies. So those will determine our 8 seeds.
Okay.
Yeah. So
not that those matter a whole lot because those probably both get swept in the first round.
Yeah, they'll be going up against the Thunder and the Cavaliers, whoever wins those games. So not great shot for either of those teams, but I just mean we don't have it fully. We don't have the full picture of the playoffs just yet. But other than that, we do know that we got Celtics Magic. That's going to be a 2-7. We've got Knicks versus Pistons. I think that's going to be a pretty fun series. I'm kind of pulling for the Pistons to win that one. And the Knicks have just not been able to get things done this year against good teams. They've had an okay season, but the bigger games, they just don't do well in.
Did the Pistons count as bigger games?
I think playoffs, it adds that, that feeling of a bigger game. So maybe some of that will come into play here. Even though the Pistons are a lower seed than the Knicks.
I love in the NBA. I always love the playoff experience, and the Knicks had a good run last year, so they know what they're doing.
It's true. Tom Thibodeau knows how to work a series.
Yeah, the Pistons have not been in the playoffs in years, and you could say even their coach JB Bickerstaff, right? He's kind of struggled in the playoffs.
Yeah, he's had some issues, but I know personally I am pulling that the Pistons will win that series against the Knicks. I do not like the Knicks. And we also have Pacers Bucks. I have to say, I know you didn't know this, but Pacers Bucks regular season games, wild.
Yeah.
Always scoring an insane amount of points. Huge rivalry, going back and forth, snipping at each other, just like getting into fights, getting into a little bit of ruckus. So that should be a good series. That's a 4-5 in the Eastern Conference.
I want to say, because I'm anti-Celtics, and like I said, I like the playoff experience. The Bucks are my dark horse pick. I think will make it to the finals. I'm waiting for that playoffs where Giannis goes off again.
Okay.
And then Damian Lillard has been recovering from his blood clot situation. He should be able to come back and play at some point because he's now back to practicing again and stuff. So if they stick around enough, he'll be in there. And so that's what I just want this to be the Giannis playoffs.
Interesting. I think this will be a tight series, but I do think the Pacers will edge out the Bucks. Again, Cavaliers don't know who they're playing yet, but most likely will probably beat whoever it is, ends up being Atlanta or Miami. On the Western Conference, we got Warriors versus Rockets. I think this is probably one of the more sneaky, interesting series, even though it's technically a 2-7. I think it's going to be a fun one.
Well, this series, I didn't even realize this because I forgot the Rockets have Dillon Brooks.
Yeah.
It has the 2 biggest menaces in the entire NBA.
Right.
Dillon Brooks for the Rockets.
And they hate
Draymond
each
Green
other.
for the Warriors.
Yeah.
It's going to be real chippy and nasty.
Yeah.
But I think the Warriors will win, or the Warriors will win.
You think the Warriors are beating the Rockets?
Yeah.
Okay.
You got Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry, and that's all I need to know against the Rockets team that, again,
they've been very
inconsistent. They've never been to the playoffs before.
Yeah,
with this squad.
But I feel like the Warriors have been very inconsistent. Don't have home court advantage. So that could play into this. So we'll see. Next up is Lakers versus Timberwolves. I know who Nene's pulling for.
Yeah. I kind of tend to agree that the Lakers, with him, because he's a big Lakers fan. Kind of. All of a sudden, he's
a LeBron fan.
Yeah.
We'll just say that.
I think the Lakers actually might have kind of an easy time with the Timberwolves, but it will get tougher. Like, I don't think they're going to the finals, but I think they can handle the Timberwolves. I know a lot of people are pulling for Lakers Warriors in round 2. That would be fun. That would be a fun, maybe one last time LeBron versus Steph in the playoffs.
Yeah, that would be sick. And then next up, the only other game that we know for sure for the Western Conference, Nuggets versus Clippers. I think this is another fun, sneaky series that could be... I feel like both 4-5 matchups on both sides of the bracket are going to be tight.
I feel like Nuggets Clippers is the most evenly matched, and I've heard a lot of people saying the Clippers are like, if there's a dark horse in the West, it's the Clippers because they have Kawhi and they've like not had everybody healthy for all the entire season, but now Kawhi Leonard is ready.
Yes.
And he can take over in the playoffs.
He absolutely can. I love Kawhi Leonard, have loved him for a long time. If he stays healthy through a playoff run, he changes the whole aspect of a team.
But I am going to say, and I feel like the NBA in a way would hate this, my finals pick is the Thunder over the Bucks. But I feel like the NBA, those are two minor, lower market teams. But it is some star power with SGA and Giannis.
Yeah, that is some star power there. I don't think any matchup we could get this year would be bad.
So what's your pick?
I'm going Cavs Thunder 1-1.
Of course you are. Of course you are. Get your popcorn ready. It's our Friday tradition, the weekend watch list, letting you know which new movies you could be watching in theaters or at home this weekend. Not a huge weekend in movies, I will say. I feel like a Minecraft movie is still going to be number 1 at the box office.
Feels right.
But we do have something. We have Sinners, starring Michael B. Jordan, trying to leave their troubled lives behind. Twin brothers return to their Mississippi hometown to start again, only to discover that an even greater evil is waiting to welcome them back.
Uh-oh.
Sinners is now in theaters. It has a 97% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow. That's awesome.
Danny Lee of the Financial Times says, genres collide as fangs find necks. Jim Crow, Mississippi is filled with Klan robes and cotton fields, but is also just one part of a heady fable of past and future.
Interesting. All right. Well, that makes me excited that it's got that good of reviews because I actually was really excited to see this. I don't know when I'm going to go watch it, but I do want to.
It sounds like it could be interesting.
Yeah.
But maybe that's not for you. Vampires and, the KKK and stuff.
It's a lot of stuff.
Maybe not. Maybe instead you might prefer a movie called Sneaks, starring Martin Lawrence, Anthony Mackie, and Lawrence Fishburne. Sneaks is an animated movie about when a designer sneaker unwittingly finds himself lost in New York City. He must dig deep into his soul.
Oh, that's a bad pun.
To rescue his sister and return to his rightful owner.
So it's literally a movie about sneakers?
Yes.
Interesting.
Sneakers is now in theaters. It does not have a Rotten Tomatoes score yet, but Monique Jones of Common Sense Media does say this animated adventure isn't likely to win any artistry awards for its aesthetics, but it's mostly lighthearted fun for families and kids.
That's good.
And also in streaming this week, Wolfman, previously out in theaters, is now on Peacock, and a movie called Companion is now on Max.
Ooh, I definitely want to watch Companion.
And here from Tom's Guide, they call Companion one of the most enjoyable movies of 2025 so far. And they also say that the less you know about that before you watch it, the better.
I don't know anything, haven't even watched a trailer. I know
they say do not watch the trailer.
Yeah, I know a tiny bit as far as like just that it's supposed to be about a robot. That's literally all I know. But I do have a bunch of friends that went and saw it in theaters when it came out. And they said they loved it. And I was really trying to go see it, but it didn't work out timing wise for me to go see it in theaters. So thank you for telling me that it's on Max.
It's now on Max. Let us know what you get to watch this weekend at 8772 RadioU. If I'm being honest, I don't know if I'll get to any movies, but with Black Mirror, and I still haven't watched the Daredevil finale, so that's probably what I should be able to report back on Monday for the box office breakdown.
Yeah, I think I'll try and watch Black Mirror and Companion.
8772 Radio U. Let us know any movie or show reviews you have lately. That's your weekend watch list. We'll see you at the movies. What's on your Easter dinner menu? We kind of talked about this a little bit with Peabod yesterday on the show because he was talking about his Easter dinner. His question was,
why is it called dinner?
Yeah, why dinner is at like the last meal of the day, but on Easter sometimes that's not the case. You eat it earlier. I say, yeah, the biggest meal of the day is dinner.
Yeah, but I will say also, my grandfather always used to call lunch dinner.
Always. Then what did he call dinner?
Supper.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm cool with that. We used when I was growing up, I feel like we never called dinner. We called it supper, and we just didn't have dinner. Okay. Unless it was like Easter, like it was a fancy meal.
Yeah.
But what's on your menu? The typical thing would be like a ham, right?
Yes.
Which is a great choice.
Absolutely.
But I'm pretty sure that's not what I'm having. And I haven't had ham on Easter for a few years.
Okay. What are you doing instead?
So the last few times we've had Easter dinner with my parents, my mom likes to make kebabs.
Oh.
She makes beef and lamb kebabs.
Okay, that does sound good though.
And this year, I think we talked her out of it.
Oh, really? You think so? You're gonna get ham or
no? So.
So you talked her out of it like you don't like it?
Yes, I feel bad admitting
I
felt bad doing it at the time, and I feel even worse telling other people about this now, but I don't like lamb. I do not like the taste of lamb.
Really?
And she's made it different ways and many times over the years, and every time it's not like I'm refusing to eat it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, this is Easter. I want to like a really like something I'm excited about.
Okay, so what are you doing?
And so I think, I can't confirm this, but I think we talked her into making country fried steak for Easter dinner. Like, we haven't had country fried steak in a long time. And doesn't that just sound so good? And then my dad kind of got on board with it. And so, yeah, I think we might have talked her into that.
I mean, it does sound good. It's not something I would think of for Easter.
It's not Eastery at all.
Yeah, because I know a lot of people that eat that for breakfast.
Yeah,
as a breakfast meal.
It makes it good. Like Easter, a lot of times, like you're eating after church or whatever. Like, especially if you go to sunrise service, you're getting like a really early lunch or dinner.
Yeah,
whatever you call it.
Easter brunch.
Yeah, so I think country fried steak works really well for that. Are you just doing the standard ham? Yeah.
Our family always gets together with my aunt at her house, and she makes the most delicious ham. It's so good.
Yeah, I mean, I love ham.
It's
I love
so
ham.
good.
We have other people in our family, though, I mean, that aren't as much fans of ham, which I think is part of why we don't always do that for Easter. Mm-hmm. But I always get excited when there's ham, too, because there's usually leftovers. Yep. Leftover ham is really good.
Yes.
What sides do you do?
Usually there's casserole, some type of green beans, maybe some corn, maybe mashed potatoes sometimes. It just depends. But I feel like a lot of the sides end up looking like a lot of other big meal family things.
Yeah, the sides aren't that different, but it's just the ham that's the centerpiece.
Is the center. Yeah.
I really like when we do have ham, it's usually for a holiday, of course. And I really like pairing it with like corn pudding.
Okay.
And kind of eating those together.
Okay.
Oh man, that's all like that. Honestly, that to me could be better than like Thanksgiving leftovers.
Oh, that is top tier.
Corn pudding and spiral ham.
Yeah, that sounds really good.
I love this that LASIK is bringing a classic insult lobbed at officials and referees and umpires for years. They're bringing it to real life.
Oh, boy.
LASIK is literally, like laser eye surgery.
Yeah.
They're literally offering free LASIK surgery to all MLB umpires.
No way.
And this is brought on by earlier this week in a Mets and Twins game. There was a call that was reviewed where a runner was called safe at first base, and when you look at the footage, when you see the
not
replay
even
of it,
close.
Yeah, this umpire whoever called this guy safe was definitely in need of LASIK surgery or something, or he just wasn't paying attention.
They weren't able to review this call.
So wait, it messed up the game?
It says on this tweet here, it says, such a bad call by the umpire and Mets can't even challenge because of the awful rules in place. Cost the Mets a run. Bad look for MLB. I completely agree. That's a terrible look for Major League Baseball.
I mean,
I'm usually a person that defends keeping umpires in baseball because I like the human element, but that's just bad.
Yeah, this isn't even a judgment call.
No.
This is just absolutely wrong. There's obvious. Now, everything is more obvious in still frames and in slow motion than it is when it's happening live. But the fact that this one is like, there's been much closer calls that umpires can make correctly.
Yeah.
This is a bad call.
Yeah.
And something should be done about it.
Yeah, I think for the most part, first base is a spot where I think umpires usually get it right. Mm-hmm. But yeah, this is bad.
Yeah, because they know the angle. Like it's always the same angle that he'd be standing at to get it right. And the umpire here completely failed. So I wonder if any umpires are actually going to take LASIK up on the offer and get laser eye surgery. I hope that LASIK literally means it. Like it's not even a joke. Because they say in their tweet, yes, we are literally offering all MLB umps free LASIK. I really want some umpires to do this. But
we need a follow-up story.
They would have to take a few days off. You can't just like get LASIK and then just go back to umping the next day.
No,
I know
need
it's
some
a pretty
recovery.
quick turnaround.
Yeah.
Like you can keep living life, but I don't think you'd want to be doing a whole baseball game.
No.
Right after laser surgery. You know, my eyes are so bad, I can't even get LASIK.
They told you couldn't get it?
Yeah.
What? How are you even driving,
I probably shouldn't be.
Do you have corrective lenses at all?
Allie, how would I be here if my eyes are so bad they can't give me LASIK surgery if I didn't have contacts in?
So you have contacts?
I have contacts, yeah.
Okay, I wanted to make sure because you're always saying you can't see anything. So
really
I'm like, are you able to see?
A testament to what they can do with contacts. More than they can do with LASIK, apparently.
That is true. Well, blasting off is exactly what these group of scientists probably want to do. They want to blast off to a planet named K2-18b.
Catchy.
Yeah. The reason they want to do that is because they have found the strongest evidence yet that we may not be alone in the universe.
Okay.
This discovery comes from a group at University of Cambridge. Their researchers have been studying the atmosphere of that planet K2-18b, and it's located about 120 light years away from Earth. It does orbit a star, which is known in an area known as the habitable zone. Mm-hmm. So potential spot where life could take place. Mm-hmm. And using data from the James Webb Space Telescope, which is a NASA telescope, the researchers detected gases in the planet's atmosphere that here on Earth are only produced by living organisms. Interesting.
Yeah.
Even more interesting than that, the amount of these gases on K2-18b seems to be much higher than what we see on our own planet. That raises a possibility. If there's water on this planet, which scientists think that there is, then there could be life in those waters. For now, the team is saying that this is a possible sign of life, but one that warrants more research, more data, and more time.
So what I'm hearing is it's not the confirmation or it's
not
saying,
a slam dunk.
Yeah, and it's not saying that it's a sign of life. I think that's different. It's not a sign of life. It's a sign that life is possible there.
Yes, possible life, or it has the potential atmosphere of life. You know, they don't really know for sure. And I don't know how they ever will find out for sure.
Because it's so far away.
It's so far away. And if you're talking about finding if there is water, they're not even sure if there is. They think there might be. Mm-hmm. But they think that if they can find out what's in their water, they would find life. But who knows?
And we could send something there. And I don't even mean like manned craft, of course.
Yes.
But I just mean anything we could send there would take, even if we could aim it that well, would take so long to arrive that none of us would be alive by the time they receive it.
Yeah, no.
And then respond if there's anybody there that's capable of doing something.
Well, and I don't think they're arguing that there's any intelligent life there. Mm-hmm. Maybe organisms at the best, at the most, because I guess what produces this type of gas is algae.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I like the idea, and I've never really thought about this, that there's other life in the universe, but we're the only intelligent life.
Well, and that may be the case. I have not really seen much proof of anything as far as like life goes, but I know what they're trying to figure out is if it's like if a planet has the potential for fostering a life, you know, or an environment to live in. So
because at this point we not only have we not obviously found aliens, we haven't found a planet that could have anything on it that could live.
Exactly. Planets, even though they say it's in the habitable zone, there's nothing habitable about a lot of these planets because they don't have what we require for life, which is oxygen. You know, you require, carbon monoxide. Like there's so many things that we require for life here, and it's like fine-tuned. And no other planet has that.
But somehow we have aliens living in the ocean.
No, I doubt it.
We don't know which planet they could have possibly came from in all of our explanation, but they made it here under the ocean. Yesterday, my man, Aaron Rodgers, was
he
on
really is your man.
Pat McAfee's show. We're still wondering what is going to happen with him. The Jets jettisoned him from the team inexplicably. And since then, there's been several question marks. Would he retire? Would he wind up on the Steelers, the Vikings, the Giants, et cetera, et cetera? And at this point, he still has not found a team or announced that he would retire. But yesterday, we got some more information on what's going on since he actually did a firsthand interview. He said, here's a quote, "I'm open to anything and attached to nothing. Retirement could still be a possibility."
Okay.
But he hasn't gotten there yet. He says, Aaron Rodgers says, "I'm at a different phase in my life. I'm 41 years old. I'm in a serious relationship. I have off the field stuff going on that requires my attention." And so he doesn't just want to jump in and sign up for something.
He wants it to be the right thing if he does decide to, continue his NFL career, which I understand.
I will say, if I'm, for example, the Steelers, and this is even as an Aaron Rodgers lover, when I hear him say, "I have off the field stuff going on that requires my attention."
Not a great feeling. I
mean, everybody kind of does in a way, but also like, I want you to have football be your main focus. Then again, it's Aaron Rodgers, and football could be his 10th focus, and he'd still be the best at it. So
the best? I don't know about that.
I don't think this should deter anybody. If it was some other quarterback, maybe, but not Aaron Rodgers. You get a chance to have the GOAT on your team, and you take it.
I mean, I definitely wouldn't, completely shut down the idea. But like you said, I would imagine if you're looking at a 41-year-old quarterback, you're probably thinking to yourself, maybe I don't want to risk it if it is a situation where his focus will be divided.
Yeah, but I mean, you think Tom Brady's focus wasn't divided when he was with the Buccaneers? He was about to get divorced.
Well, he never really talked about it, though. He kind of kept it to himself.
Even worse, I say.
No, I'd say it worked out.
That's even worse. He was bottling it up.
I think it worked out.
Aaron Rodgers is just letting things happen, And so I think he may wind up with the team. Maybe he'll decide to retire. But
I think you'll be incredibly sad if he does that.
You think he'll be sad?
I think you'll be incredibly sad.
Oh, I would be sad, yes.
You will be so sad.
I would definitely be sad, but at the same time, I just want what's best for Aaron.
Okay.
And so do I really feel like at the end of the day, what happened with the Jets isn't best for him.
No.
And so I don't want to see that happen again.
No, yeah. What happened with the Jets is honestly just, it shows you
baffling.
How bad their franchise has been run.
Yeah.
Because it's not like, he had inconsistent moments, but to me, if you look at his individual stats, pretty good.
And you know who else had inconsistent moments? Every single member of the organization.
Exactly. So you can't all blame it on Aaron Rodgers.
No, yeah, definitely not. I as a football fan and an Aaron Rodgers fan, I hope he comes back. I still think the Steelers would be a great place for him to wind up. Now there's some talk, too, because the Saints might need a quarterback. That sounds like less of a slam dunk.
Yeah.
But I'd still love to see him come back.
Okay. Thanks for listening to the RadioU Podcast. Don't forget to rate and review the show.